The zombie apocalypse is upon us. Where do you stand in the gray bodies of decay and death? The zombie apocalypse is upon us, and it's not what you thought it would be, is it? These dead, reanimated corpses eating brains, going crazy, trying to eat people. Maybe some of that's true. The zombie apocalypse is looking like the sheep of people that are just conforming, that are just doing what they're told day after day, doing things they don't want to do, putting things in them they don't want to be put into them, wearing things they don't want to wear, working jobs they don't want to work, eating things, smelling things, putting things on their skin, putting things on their children. Everything is being bombarded. Every sense that we have, our senses, are being bombarded. This is a war of enlightenment, a war of the light and the dark. And you're part of it, whether you think you are or not. Even if you're not doing much and you're just doing your job and then you're coming home and you're just playing your video games or watching TV or going to your yoga class or spiritual practice, and you're just kind of, focusing on yourself, doing your own thing, not paying attention to what's going on in the world, you're just in your own little bubble, you're still part of it. The air, the food, the clothing, the laundry detergent, the soap, the soil, all these things that are trying to take over and bombard our senses, our mind, our body, our energy, to stop us from experiencing the rainbow body. What's the rainbow body? I'll get to that in another video. The body of light, the body that disappears at the time of your death, with the purest love and compassion and clarity in your heart and mind. I'm really feeling this right now, guys. I just heard a story about one of my wife's students that she's working with. It's a horror story of what happened to her child, what was forced onto her child. And this is a war. This is a war of the light and the dark, and the dark is losing. The dark is losing, which is why the dark is putting out all their stops. And you call it whatever you want, but you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you do know what I'm talking about. The dark is losing. This is the great time of change, of transformation on planet Earth. And the darkness is pulling out every stop it has. Every stop it has. Every trick, every ally. This is the final battle. The great final battle of this final movie, in this final series, in this final chapter. Many more chapters of this chapter, of this age. This is the final battle, and we're in it. Which side are you on? It's a time to decide. If you haven't decided, if you're not clear, if you can't answer that question with complete faith and confidence, it's time to decide. The dark ultimately does serve the light. I truly believe that. Ultimately, at the end. But whose side are you on? Are you on the side of the darkness, creating more control, deceit, lies, suffering on the planet? Or are you on the side of liberation and freedom? Natural world, living in harmony with Mother Nature, organic, natural, clarity in your mind, compassion in your heart, being the living Buddha, being the living Christ that every single person is, and doing something every day, every moment to remove all that is blocking you from experiencing and living and knowing and being and serving as the Buddha, as the Christ, as the embodiment of Avalokiteshvara, the great Buddha of compassion. This is what I'm doing. It's time to decide. And you can't get it wrong, you know? If you're like, think I'm crazy, or like, what the heck is this guy talking about? You know, just go on. You know, go on living your life. You have every right to do what you want to do. God bless you. I love you. But there is a war going on. And there's no more being in the middle, being on the fence. It's time to choose. God bless you and your family. Om Mani Padme Hum.